The Hearns Center. Hallowed ground for basketball fans in Missouri. The home of Mizzou hoops from 1972 to 2004.
Take the ball, take the ball.
Doug Smith, showtime.
The building had seen championships, All-Americans, heroes, legends, but it had never seen this.
Sullivan all alone. First goal.
Now run by Kelly Fames and
A mid-90s masterpiece, orchestrated by the greatest coach in school history, and a mismatched mixture of talent.
They didn't have a point guard, they didn't have a three-man, they didn't have a postman. So they all just kind of took turns. It's kind of like being in a small town.
That somehow rose to achieve something that no other Mizzou basketball team had accomplished before or has since.
And Missouri becomes the first team in 23 years to complete the Big 8 schedule a perfect 14-0.
They were tough.
And he goes flying over the press table.
They were talented.
Oh, tremendous play. The Hearns Center is rocking right now.
Ahead to the streaking Booker, jams it home.
They were
Perfection.
Most interesting team that we had was 93-94.
Act like y'all ain't touched the phone.
Seeing the fans, and seeing a lot of familiar faces from when I was a teenager, a young man, and it's amazing how they remember a lot of things.
1993-94, undefeated, Big 8 champion,
That was a ball club. I think that if you could say that anybody was, use the old expression, if they were laying in the weeds, that group was laying in the weeds.
What a tournament for Norm Stewart and the Tigers. Missouri, their sixth Big 8 tournament title, more than anyone else in the conference.
roughly the same roster that returned in 93-94 closed the 1992-93 season by cutting down the nets at Kemper Arena in Kansas City. But they'd finished next to last in the Big 8 standings that year, so there wasn't much buzz for the Tigers to challenge for their 8th regular season Big 8 championship under Norm Stewart when the team reassembled 7 months later.
When you're going to organize a team, if you get to select your players, you're going to have a center, a three-man, and a point guard. That team really did not have a designated center, did not have a designated three-man, did not have a designated point guard.
Well, they're about in the middle of the pack in the conference and everything. The one thing they do is they beat their opponents by double figures. They're a very consistent team.
Jumper goes down with 3 seconds to go.
But the most important thing, something that you'll probably never ever see again, we had 8 seniors on that team.
Fascinating group of people.
But mark it down, Missouri, the most improved team in all of college basketball.
And long before the concept of positionless basketball took over the game, there were these Tigers.
Frazier will take it all the way.
Small in stature, could shoot the basketball.
There's Atkins, another three-pointer.
Were able to interchange positions.
That's absolutely true. No one was upset when they got substituted out of games. You know, everybody knew their role and everybody played their role. And that was absolutely one of the key factors to our team being as successful as it was.
Lob pass, Heller.
Probably, and maybe assuredly, they maximized their ability as well as anybody, and maybe better than anybody else, any other team.
Rejected by Crudup. A big-time play by Javon.
This ball club was better than the sum of its parts. They outdid themselves. They outdid what each one of them could do as an individual, and they came together as a team and achieved more than anything that anybody else had predicted for them.
But before that could happen, the 93-94 Missouri Tigers still needed something.
The start of Missouri's season certainly gave no indication of greatness. Playing without the suspended Javon Crudup, the Tigers barely edged Central Missouri State, a Division II school coached by former Tiger assistant Bob Sunvold, by 3 points in their opener at the Hearn Center. It was a shaky start by a team trying to find its identity.
Filled to capacity, well over 20,000 on hand for tonight's historic telecast. Philly Tigers and the Arkansas Razorbacks are coming up.
Well, actually, I was watching the game, the Arkansas and Missouri game. Clemson had reneged on the scholarship. So I was looking for another school to go to, and I saw Missouri on TV. And I really thought I could help them.
They're calling their Hogs in a big way.
You know, the loss against Arkansas was the one that kind of set the tone for us. Basically, it was the embarrassment to lose like that on ESPN.
We have to search the record book to see if this might be the worst beating Missouri's ever had.
They were defeated so soundly that it could have really taken them out for the entire year.
Missouri did a lot of in its December non-conference games. Following the Arkansas debacle, Missouri won 4 straight home contests that were closer than expected, culminating in a 1-point win over Coppin State on a last-second jumper by Lamont Frazier. Despite the close calls, Missouri was 5-1, and Norm Stewart was giving his bench valuable early season playing time, which would pay off later.
When you're down, things happen like this. You just got to keep fighting, and you know, good things will happen. And that's what we're trying to do right now. We're not satisfied yet because, you know, everything clicking, but we're just going to keep fighting until it's up.
Chemistry, such a key word to the success for any sports team. There's an important word as well, team. This season, the Missouri Tigers team needs to be led by the seniors, guard Melvin Booker and forward Javon Crudup. In 1993-94, head coach Norm Stewart looks for the right formula for success. It's the Missouri Tigers next. The sold-out Hearn Center on the campus of the University of Missouri, where tonight the Missouri Tigers take on the Mustangs from SMU. A guy they need to step it up at times, it's got to be Melvin Booker.
Melvin Booker's at a stage right now where he has to play both.
Handle this team well.
Well, Missouri needs to come out and play well. Already they made a change. Melvin Booker and Mark Atkins.
Mark Atkins with the ball. He got the start tonight in place of Winfield. Good pass to Crudup, and he got it down, and the Tigers are on the board, down 3-2.
Nice.
Booker with the drive, gets it to Crudup. He got it. Javon Crudup has all 4 Missouri points. The Tigers, we ought to see this a lot this season.
Well, the penetration by Melvin again draws the zone. If you can penetrate, this is tough to work with when a lot of these players didn't play last season.
Atkins for 3. He got it. And he cuts it to a 3-point SMU lead.
Well, that's the man that's going to break zones all year for the Tigers. The guy can really, when he gets it
back in. Booker thought about the 3. Atkins will take it and get it. And the game is tied at 10 with 13:50. Will take a seat. By the way, the foul was picked up by Dorner, his second.
He makes it in practice. That's why he's in the ball.
What a strong tap in by Javon Crudup, off driving the basket and picking up the blocking foul.
You have to love the aggressiveness. Chip didn't back away. He saw an opening. He's a jump shooter. He said, hey, folks, the lane's open. I'll take it.
Sticks it out. He has to go through all the practices. He has to be everywhere the other players have to be. And the Mustangs from SMU and the Tigers have been featuring the 3-pointer. Here's one by Atkins.
Mark Atkins, if he gets his feet set, when he takes his time, tremendous stroke, he shoots the ball in. That time, Melvin Booker again draws the defense. Who's he throw it to? The best shooter on the ball club, Mark, knocks it home.
Tigers inbound the ball, leading by a point, and Crudup backs in and hits it. Javon Crudup with 8 points.
Too strong man-to-man. Got into the paint, drew 2 defenders, ball faked up, put it underneath, think a little bit, not become so lethargic.
Booker for 3, he got it. And the Tigers now down by 4.
Little sore spot. Last year, Missouri struggled all year long with free throw line. This year, they want to start off season good.
Winfield gets them both. The Tigers now down by a bucket. 20. Atkins from way out. And the Tigers have a 24-23 lead. As Heller inside, didn't even look for the shot. Gets it into the paint for Crudup. And the reverse layup is good. Javon now with Winfield. He's down a 2-pointer. He was inside the 3-point stripe. And Julian made while at SMU, the career leader at that university. Little hook shot by Javon Crudup, and number 0 with the line, a 1-and-1. And he gets the first. So Crudup, We're now with 13 points.
Javon shooting 50% from the free throw line. We'll see if the Tigers come out again and put pressure on.
Mark Atkins from somewhere outside Faroe Field, knocking down this three-pointer.
Watch him back up. He just kept stepping back. When Mark Atkins can do that, that has to free up the inside game. Javon Crudup and Mark Atkins, again, there it is.
Booker to Thames. Kelly Thames. Boy, he covered a lot of ground with one step.
Spread it is. Why? Atkins and Booker have made some shots wide open down the pipe. That's how you beat a zone. You make them from the outside first.
Thames with 3 points.
Well, we talked so they play at Kansas. They might play Kansas twice if they play them in the Kansas City tournament.
Field guarded by Chad Allen. Atkins for three. He got it, and the Tigers have a 1-point lead. There's the buzzer. The first half is over, and with that last second three-point shot, Mark Atkins now with 12 points, and the Tigers, John, with a 39-38 halftime lead.
Well, you draw it up this way. You hope the man gets open. Mark Atkins comes off a pick. The pick's not there. Bobbles the ball. Why not? You pick it up. You shoot it in the hole. It doesn't get any easier, but he made it look easy, but that's a difficult shot.
Yeah, it'd be easy. A wild first half should be a good second half. This is the Mizzou point. A minute and a half gone in the second half. No scoring until now. Mark Atkins with his fifth three-pointer of the night. Walter left all alone for three. Got it! Jim Walter with 4 points and the Tigers lead.
Nice play. Watch the middle of the floor. Kelly Thames flashes in, catches it, turns, scores. We called that one. We had lucky. Always concentrate on the middle of the floor if you're
pass into Crudup. Turnover. Allen for three. Knocks it down, and the Mustangs lead by a point, 48-47.
Well, this young man has come out to play tonight. He has struggled the last two.
Way out is Atkins, and he almost got it. Nice play by Winfield. Kept it alive, tapped it to him.
Norm Stewart alluded to at the halftime. Missouri tried to press early in the ballgame and caused one or two turnovers.
Game is tied at 50. And Thames gives the Tigers a 1-point lead. A timeout on the floor. 13:25 left to play second half. 51-50 Missouri. The Tigers have their hands full.
In the last two ball games, Jackson State, Arkansas State, he's had big second half. He only has 3 points tonight.
He's out of 7 tonight from the line. He has 10 points and make it 11. And now the Tigers still limping a little bit. Kelly Thames from the baseline. Soft touch with a big man, and Tigers with the ball down by a point, 56-55. SMU with just over 11 minutes left to play second half. Well, this is a fun night.
Getting the ball into areas where they can score. Poor shot by Winfield.
And Kelly Thames with a left-handed putback.
I like to see the fuse of Tigers.
Inside to Crudup, little turnaround. He got it. Drew a lot of iron, but it fell through, and the Tigers have a three. Gets it to Walter. Booker from way out. Locks down the three-pointer, and the Tigers have a 3-point. See, look now at the big three-pointer hit by Booker.
Kelly Thames had an opportunity to kick it out to Chip quicker, and Chip would have had the shot, but it finally got there, kicks it to Melvin.
Here, Gatewood kicks it to Winfield. Here come the Tigers. Thames to Booker for three. His second in a row, and the Tigers have their biggest lead. It's a 6-point, 65-59 second half lead.
One shot, Boyd said, "I'll challenge you." Mr. Crudup said, "Not in my neighborhood, folks." Knocks it away. Tremendous block. Missouri picks up the loose ball. Watch Julian Winfield. Finds Kelly Thames, draws the defense. Melvin Booker wide open in the corner. Nothing but net. John Shoemate needed a tie.
Allen the three. And the Mustangs really struggling to find a good shot, and look at Crudup.
Wow, I tell you what a play. This Tiger ball club's a different one that played the first 20 minutes and 30 minutes. Playing there, man, only one way to go, but Mr. Crudup is there again to reject the ball out of bounds.
Great help by Javon.
Referee's hands, because of the toss, might not be what they wanted.
Booker for three. He's hit his last three, and the Tigers lead by 9.
Chip Walters drew 2 as well as he shoots the basketball. A lot of times it just comes with confidence. And then concentration, you step up.
Tonight is 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Now for 3 for 3.
And geared around getting the ball, taking it strong to the basket. If your big men can't make free throws, it's hard for tell them to take it to the basket strong because they were the ones. Javon Ford.
Hearn gets it to Gatewood. Little turnaround at Javon. Slams it out of bounds. What a night for Javon Crudup, and look at his face. Does that tell the story?
And look at his teammates. That's what I like to see about this Tiger ball club. They need to play together. Javon Crudup, once again, we'll call it Crudup's neighborhood tonight.
Shot clock down to 5-4. Javon puts it up and gets it with 1 second left to go on the 35-second shot clock.
Well, you can see the confidence in Javon. Need to look for it every time down the floor. Make sure at least goes into Javon. That's pretty
points on the evening. Tigers lead it by 7. By 8.
That's what we're used to seeing. Chip Walters is a nice-looking shooter. What a night for night. You can just see it in his face, the confidence he's playing with. When a player's on a roll like that, your teammates have to realize that, too.
He didn't expect this kind of playing time. He's going to expect it next time out.
What a big lift for this Tiger ball club. The young man who puts in his time like anybody else. Tonight, the
Big points when you consider that Crudup.
The confidence he's stepping up there. If he does this the rest of the year, oh, that's impressive because he's the man who catches. Let's take a look at another highlight. Who is this guy that's now going to come on the screen, folks? Stuckey's last stand.
Oh my
goodness, who did we catch here?
Oh,
Let's watch this, folks. Man, who is swinging that bat?
Let's just say this, in shape.
Look at him, boy.
Oh my gosh. That's a Town and Country t-shirt. The only one that fit me, I think.
Oh, nice piece of work. Nice piece of work back there in the truck.
Don't we have any embarrassing footage of you that we can show?
I like that. I tell you what.
Maybe an air ball somewhere. Piece of film. 78-70. Tigers leading. Let's get back to the matter at hand. Nice play by Kelly Payne.
Now play keep away. Don't hold the ball in too long.
48 seconds left. And Kelly Payne with 17 points.
North Stewart.
Tigers, their 4th straight Big 8 title.
Oh, just a little leap and leaner.
Look at that.
That was fun. I remember a little bit.
Look at that little body.
Now look at that.
I weighed more than you at that point in your life when I was 8. And there you look at the numbers.
Fun. You can't see. Chad Allen comes around double pick. Mark Atkins is going to step out to help. Good read by the Mustang. They try to get. You want to have the ball in your hands. Norm Stewart wants you to make free throws. Go to the line.
So he's 2 for 4 from the line and a 17. He is very, very strong from the line, especially in the late going.
We've talked about Melvin. As Mr. Crudup misses both free throws.
And that's the ball game. Tigers have won this one 82-77. Norm Stewart over John Shoemate. The Tigers over the Mustang. The Tigers now with a record of 4-1. Folks, this is the Mizzou Sports Network.
Folks, it's time now for the Budweiser starting lineups. We'll take the Illini side first. Deon Thomas, one of the best in the country at forward spot with T.J. Wheeler up there. And Shelly Clark, the JUCO transfer in the middle. Richard Keene in the backcourt along with Kejuan Garris for the Tigers. Mark Atkins is a starter along with a freshman from St. Louis, Kelly Payne. In the center, the big body, Javon Crudup in the back. Look at the Illini head coach, Lou Henson, his 19th season, and last year, the Big Ten Coach of the Year. He is one of the best in the country, and his counterpart here tonight, of course, from Missouri, Norm Stewart, in his 27th season at Missouri, one of the most successful active head coaches in all of college basketball. The starting lineups have been brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood A.
Missouri, place is rocking. Are just about ready for the tip-off between the Tigers and the Fighting Illini from the University of... And the St. Louis Blues, of course, underneath. It's cold on the floor here at the floor of the arena. Opening tap controlled by the Illini, and this is the freshman. Games for the Tigers, gets it to Atkins. They're going inside to Crudup. Turnaround, short, and the tap-in by the freshman, Kelly Thames, and the Tigers are on the board.
Thames picked up the fact that there was a mismatch. Let's see if the Tigers can get it to Javon down low.
Atkins for 3. He got it. And the lead is cut to 3. 8-5 in the first points for Mark Atkins.
Big basket for Mark Atkins.
Look at Mark Atkins, who has been throwing everything up. He's hit 1 3-pointer. This one, good.
Mark Atkins, when he gets his feet set, he's against
this much larger Illini team.
Booker with his first jump shot. He cans it. Looking for the foul, won't get it. Booker's on the
atmosphere and the young players. Well, we're finding out early in this ball game.
Crudup with a jump hook. Javon Crudup saying all night long, baby, and the Tigers are down by 1.
Bennett is too small, too...
The Tigers down by 1. Booker driving. He hits, and the Tigers have their first lead. 11-10 at the 12:57 mark.
The look by Melvin.
Here, Melvin Booker.
Watch the aggressiveness. Caught the ball. Hard move to the middle. Stops, pops, knocks in the basket. Spot. The key is for Melvin. Start early tonight. Get him going.
Oh, what a pass by Kelly Thames to Javon Crudup, who has 4 points. There's the ball. The Tigers pushing it. Frazier, he walks.
Norm Stewart not happy with this call. Forcing the issue.
The Tigers lead it. Look at this pass by the freshman Thames.
Kelly Thames again. Breakdown one-on-one. Beats his man. Draws help. Kicks it to Javon Crudup. Let's take a look down low. Shelley Clark has to help out. He switches off. Javon Crudup seals the man off. Easy basket, Missouri. Credit Kelly Thames for creating for it to it, Joe. Missouri worried about rebounding, and that time they didn't. Big move by Lamont Frazier. Saw the opening, split the seam. Nobody picked him up. Miscommunication by the Illini. Lamont Frazier. Easy layup.
Tigers run the court up by 3. Up by 6.
Wow, that's way outside. That was almost an NBA three-pointer just inside that line. It's a quick lineup with Hester, Keene, Wheeler. They have players that are faster, not as strong.
That's a foul. Shot is good. And Crudup heads to the free throw line on a neat little inbounds play.
Close. Melvin Booker pulls off a little pick. Bennett did not see the basketball thrown in by Julian Winfield. Nice look by Julian. Easy basket, Javon Crudup.
Javon Crudup, who had 10-6. He makes it 7 in the Tiger lead now.
They're trying to do, they're in a 1-3-1 zone now. What they're trying to do is get the ball out of the zone. We'll see if Lou Henson will ever elect to go to that zone defense.
Get it to Crudup, and his turnaround is a beauty.
Too small. Javon Crudup shaking his head as he...
Lamont Frazier to Atkins. Inside to Finner has the step. His shot is good, but they'll call a charge.
Oh, what a call. I disagree with this one. Marlo Finner, tremendous post position, spun on the man. Norm Stewart is livid on that call.
Marlo Finner picked by Finner.
The post up by Finner. Bennett slides. I think he's too late. He slid there once Marlo Finner had already left the floor. Norm Stewart couldn't believe it. Marlo Finner couldn't believe it. In there to shoot the basketball. This senior's been around a long time. Makes a lot of jump shots.
Great pass inside to Javon Crudup. And the Tigers trying to take advantage of the absence of Deon Thomas in the middle. And with that bucket,
Javon Crudup runs the floor, gets position. Melvin Booker half court sees him, puts it right on the money. Javon, little pump fake, strong to the glass, easy basket. Credit Javon Crudup for running the basketball court. Credit Melvin Booker.
Lead of the night if Crudup can hit the free throw. He does, and the Tigers lead it by 10, 26-16.
Missouri continues to... It's important for this ball club to score points. When they have an opportunity to make layups, you need to make layups.
Kelly Thames will check back into the game for Marlo Finner.
Well, the young freshman looks like he's already been in a battle.
Leading 26-20. Crudup squares up. His shot is short, but he gets a kind of bounce off the glass. This might be Javon's night.
When it's going, it's going. Joe, I was fortunate enough to play with Lamont's uncle, Rick Frazier, who Ricky had some big nights in this building against the Illini. He's keeping the lane open, letting Javon Crudup go to work inside.
Thames gets it inside to Crudup. He hits it, and Javon Crudup has 16 points here in the first half.
Credit the spacing offensively. Missouri. Look at the banging inside. Clark and Crudup throwing each other around.
Is he hot? Screaming as he heads back down the floor. Javon Crudup with 18 points.
Is there any reason?
Tigers leading 33-30. Frazier driving the lane. He got it. He's fouled. He'll head to the line. Lamont Frazier, who won the last game against Coppin State with a last-second jump shot, drives the line.
Lamont Frazier takes it strong to the basket. The key to the whole play early in the ball game. Right now, their spacing is so good. The lane is...
Lamont Frazier driving again. Left wide open all alone. And again, the Tigers take advantage.
Happen, and that results in normally 2 points.
Thomas is 2 out of 3 from the line, make it 3 out of 4, and we've got a tie game. 37 apiece.
The handoff just bobbled it as Chris Heller comes in. Chris hurt his ankle Monday in practice. Didn't know if we'd see him tonight. That's a big sign and a good sign for the Tigers if he can get.
Kelly Thames with 2 points. His first free throw attempt is good. And it's
came into practice. I'll tell you what, he was probably the first one to earn a starting job for this ball club.
He hits them both. Nothing but net, and the Tigers have a 39-38 lead. Tigers figured that's the game clock. Time remaining in the first half. Kelly Thames to Finner for 3. You got to be kidding me. Marlo Finner hits a 3-pointer, and the Tigers have a 4-point halftime lead. Marlo Finner, of all people, cans a 3.
Marlo Finner was an outstanding shooter in high school. He's had knee problems. He doesn't get up on his jump shot much anymore, but still in practice he makes outside shots. That's why he spots up a 3. That's why he knocks it in. He's a good shooter, folks. We don't see it that much, but he does it a lot in practice.
So the Tigers with a 4-point lead, 42-38 after 1 half of play at the arena. We got a
Missouri fans remember him as the 4-year starter with the perfect jump shot. Even without the luxury of a 3-point line, John Sundvold still managed to average 17 points a game his senior season. Number 20 helped lead the Tigers to 4 consecutive Big 8 titles in the early 1980s. And then it was on to the NBA. A first-round draft pick of Seattle, stops in San Antonio and Miami would follow. And after a successful pro career, it was back to the court where it all began. He's now the color commentator for Missouri Tiger basketball. John Sundvold, a Tiger of the past who will always be remembered.
He has a lot of talent.
This is Missouri's new head football coach.
I know, Brian. I want to check out the enthusiasm and see what my opposition holds for me. We're really excited, and I wish the football season were beginning tomorrow. I mean, I think.
The closing moments of that game. Kelly Thames hits the pull-up jump shot, and the Tigers have a 6-point lead. Thames with 6. Crudup with a turnaround. He's still hot.
I'll tell you what, Deon Thomas cannot allow Javon.
Why not? Atkins for 3, left all alone. He got it, and the Tigers lead it by 7.
Credit Javon Crudup. He was double-teamed. Ball movement, more cutting by the players in order to create the space because Javon Crudup's no longer in.
There's a player. Kelly Thames. Tigers, and they'll reset. 5 on the shot clock. Frazier wants it. He gets it. Lamont Frazier with 9 points.
Here, one-on-one move. Lamont Frazier has a smile on his face. You get the they can get. They'll probe defensively, try to see if they can get it inside.
Inside to Crudup, who got a face on Thomas, hits the jumper. Little baby hook, and Thomas
breeds that, Joe. I see fans around here. They're slapping 5. They're yelling at each other. They're waving. They're hollering.
Does in the second half. That would be much welcome. Tigers' lead is now 10. Make it 11.
What I like about Melvin, he's aggressive tonight.
Booker driving. That's what we want. Melvin Booker hits the jump shot in the lane. And the Tigers back to an 11-point lead. Booker with 11. They're trying to upset number 19, Illinois. Finner gets it from the baseline. The turnaround jumper. He has 5 points.
Big move.
Let's take it back to 1990, the last time the Illini won this game over Missouri, the final 84-81. The Illini, they were hot. That was their 8th consecutive win over the Tigers. Illini won this Busch bragging rights. The Tigers won it last year by a point, and here tonight as they try to play second half. Richard Keene wide open on the baseline, hits the 3. How can that happen?
Well, Missouri now has to cover.
Illini trying to get this lead back down under double digits. Keene in the corner, wide open. He feels it. He gets it.
Mistake by Julian Winfield. Do not leave your man if he's the guy hitting. Keene with his 15th point.
Keene inside to Clark. The turnaround shot good. Great pass by Richard Keene.
That's what outside shooting does. Keene, when he got the ball 3-point line, the Tigers ran at him.
Illini will retain possession. And Norm Stewart rips off his jacket. And he's a little upset. He thinks Thomas went over the back of Javon Cruz. Booker nearly walked, drives, hits.
Big play by the senior. When you need a basket, Melvin's delivered all year long. Big time. They were at 4.5 minutes without a basket. Big hoop.
Shelly Clark backing in. He wants it. He's hot. Just as soon as we say he's had a shaky game, he turns it on.
Well, that young man's a big body. He has the NBA-style body. Scouts will be looking at him. He may have the paint to drive.
Booker driving and hitting, and the Tigers regain the lead.
How many times does he answer the bell? Outside.
Atkins the man to do it. Frazier, they're going to call a walk on Frazier. And Norm Stewart is livid.
Tough in that situation. Lamont Frazier made a hard move. Referee thought he traveled. Different look, something they've struggled with.
Thomas in the middle of the lane. Hits. And the Illini fans to their feet. They lead by 3.
We talked about the big bodies, Thomas and Shell.
Stolen by Wheeler. Bad pass by Booker. Here comes the Illini. Garris, the freshman. Oh, what a shot by Cowan Garris, and he points to the bench.
Wow, what a play. T.J. Wheeler, big steal, big pass to the freshman. Tough bucket, but a big bucket.
That's where they need to go. The move, no good. And the rebound to Cowan Garris.
It's a struggle offensively right now for Missouri. Javon had the ball there. Tough shot.
The timeout. And the Illini definitely in the driver's seat here. Up by 5 with just over 2 minutes to play, and that's what's happened in the last 9 minutes. The big 23rd, 1992. The Illini shot just 33% from the field, but still managed to remain close. The Tigers ended up with a victory, 66-65. They were led.
Down Booker for the shot.
Shot clock at 3. Finger roll no good, but there's Deion Thomas for the putback. It's a 7-point lead, and Thomas with 15. Frazier driving. Tapped by Thames, no good, and the Illini try to put this one away. A minute and a half left.
Off fouls, he goes to the free throw line. The young man makes free throws.
He is 8 out of.
Well, Missouri has to be offensively still. There's not 1:26 on the clock.
He missed them both, but there's Deion Thomas. Wow, put an exclamation point on this one. Think the pro scouts like that. Frazier for 3, got it. That makes it a 6-point game with just over a.
The old bailout, Javon Cruz, tremendous ball game, 22 points. Outstanding night for this senior from Raytown South High School in Kansas City, Missouri.
Just tremendous. Official. Shelly Clark to the free throw line. He's still on it. Clark misses the first. Just better than a minute left to play.
More athletic team by Illinois defensively. They'll try to shut down the lanes.
Atkins for 3. Gets it. It's a 4-point game.
Oh, that 3-point line is fun. It can bring you. Lou Henson wanted to get Tom Michael in there. The seniors could shoot the free throws.
Just a 4-point game. 44 seconds left. Now a 5-point game. The Tigers need the. Atkins. Almost. Booker there. The 2-pointer is good. Tigers have no more timeouts. But the man open deep stops. Shelly Clark. Foul him. You have to. You have to. Lead 77-73, 28.2 seconds left. He's got them both. Tigers need the on by 5. Atkins gets it. The clock stops under a minute left to play in the game. Just a 2-point game. Finner commits.
Marlo Finner picks up his 4th foul. You might not want to foul Garris, but the freshman, last time up, he missed both free throws. He's 90%. It's a big game, big atmosphere. Melvin Booker, what's he do? He draws his own defense in together, kicks it out to Atkins. Might be a little late, but those kind of things, that's how Garris does not want to give up the basketball. Boy, that's ugly, folks. He just held on to that ball a long time for a free throw shooter. He was 90% until the last three. Now he's holding on the ball much too long. He gives Missouri a chance either to tie or take the lead with a basket. 3-point lead.
Tigers down by 3. Frazier. And the game is tied at 79.
Melvin Booker again created the penetration.
Garris throws it up, and they're going to call a charge, and with 4.3 seconds left, the Tigers have the ball in a tie game.
Oh, we're having fun. I tell you what. Melvin Booker breaks down the zone. Lamont Frazier, big shot. Now Quan Garris, tremendous ball game, except he's a freshman. Another mental mistake. Here comes Booker, got 4 seconds.
Booker at the horn, shot no good. We're going to overtime. Oh, what a game. Oh, what a comeback by the Tigers. It's a tie game at 79. We're heading to the extra frame. Lamont Frazier sends us to overtime.
Lamont Frazier wins last week's ball game against Coppin State. What's Booker do? He draws the defense, finds his man, Lamont Frazier. Nothing but string music, folks. We're going to overtime. Tremendous ball game here in St. Louis.
The Tigers head to overtime without the services of Javon Crudup, but they're there. 5 minutes left, 79 apiece on the Mizzou Sports Network. He beat Coppin State with a jumper. He ties the Illini here in the closing seconds, but that's not all he does.
Watch defensively. Lamont Frazier plays all aspects of the game. Against Coppin State, he made the big defensive stand to get the ball back. This time, he sacrificed his body. Garris out of control. Lamont Frazier steps in. Missouri basketball, a charge, sends us, Missouri fans, Illinois fans, the bands are playing. Boy, is this a lot of fun.
Opening tap of the overtime, controlled by the Illini. It's a 5-minute overtime. Wheeler inside the stripe, hits the 2-point shot.
Well, Deon Thomas is so good with the basket.
Atkins driving on Wheeler. Shot too strong. There's Booker. He puts it back up and in. How does Melvin Booker get the rebound with Thomas and Clark underneath?
Well, and he picks up his 5th foul. Marlo Fenner will check in the ball game for Chris Heller. Penetrate then that Illinois defense. Make Illinois move defensively with a quicker team.
First free throw. Hit everything it possibly could and falls.
Actually, it's worked.
Hits them both. Shelley Clark puts the Illini back up.
How he executes the free throws. He really, yeah, that was pretty smooth. He choked them off, basically. I hate to use that.
Way short and Booker with a rebound. It's a 3-point game, 84-81. Just over 3 to play in the overtime. Wheeler into the game for the Tigers. He's a freshman out of Watertown, South Dakota.
4 years. Tremendous talent. He's had a big night in his first Bush bragging game.
Quan Garris, who came into this game as a 91%.
Well, I tell you, it becomes tough. Down the stretch, it's a big ball game. That ball's really short.
Kelly Thames with a rebound still.
Long, but it was right on money, in and out. Can't really complain about it. Looked like he had it right on track.
Benner checks out.
Some great freshmen tonight. Richard Keene is 0 for 2 on the year from the free throw line. Boy, nothing but the bottom of the net, this kid.
Illini lead. 43.2 seconds left to play. He hits them both. Robert Bennett will check back in for the Illini.
Get the ball up the court, get the shots off quickly.
Booker no good, but there's Sutherland. He fouled, he hits the shot. He could make it a 3-point play.
What a big play by the freshman. He got his body inside, made a rebound, put it back up. He'll go to the line for a 3-point.
He looked stunned, didn't he? Look on his face.
Watch this. Melvin Booker, maybe a 4th shot. Where's Sutherland come from? Very athletic, pump fake. Throws it up, it goes in. Thomas fouls it.
Free throw, no good. Kelly Thames. They're going to say, if he makes it, it's a 2-point game. He does. 86-84. Tigers just going to have to fear it. A 2-point game.
Well, he's got some young man credit. He's stepped up. He's played the well of the ball game.
He really has.
Oh, boy. That
Oh. Rebound is controlled by Frazier. 3-point game. Short, but Thames is there. His shot is good, and it's a 1-point game.
Boy, this thing is a war.
And a timeout by Missouri. They get the extra timeout with the overtime. And it's a 1-point game, John, with still better than 20 seconds left.
This thing is a war. Garris misses the free throw. Kelly Thames all by himself. Illinois gets out of the way. Fortunately, they could have easily picked up a foul. Could have been a 3-point play.
So it's a 1-point.
See what happens right now.
It's only a 1-point game. Wow. It's a 2-point game. Tigers,
if you're Missouri, attack basket, get the best shot possible. Oh, tremendous play.
To Thames to tie the game with 9 seconds left. What a play by Booker. Now the Illini has to get the ball inbound, 7 seconds and counting.
Missouri needs to play solid defense.
The defense, and we're going to double overtime. What defense by the Tigers. What a game. Thank you. Thank you, SNI, for paying us to be here tonight at the arena. Can you believe this?
What a night. This is fun. Melvin Booker one-on-one all by himself. Shelley Clark helps out. I don't know what Illinois was thinking. They guard.
A senior and a freshman tie this game at 88.
What a tremendous play, Melvin Booker. Sometimes you get caught in that situation, you go to the basket, you're trying to throw it up yourself. He had the patience and the poise.
The win in Columbia against Carbondale. That was last season an 82-76 win. Now the Tigers control the opening tap with a double overtime. It's the first turnover for either team in overtime. Big time move by Deion Thomas to give the Illini. Keene trying to get it to Thomas. He does. Double teamed. Garris at the free throw line. Good. The freshman knocks it down, and it's a 4-point Illini lead.
We've said it before. Thomas is so good with the basketball. Missouri needs to penetrate a little more. They're relying too much on the outside.
Grimm, that's goaltending, I believe. The officials congregate.
That has to be 2 points.
Derek Grimm went for the reverse layup. What could they be talking about? There it is, goaltending, and it's a 2-point game. And they're going to call the foul, and Deion Thomas is out of this game. It'll be a 3-point play, possibly.
Kelly Thames, the seal off by Derek Grimm. Kelly Thames sees it. Nice delivery. Pins the ball. Call a foul. That's goaltending. Big play by Derek Grimm.
Grimm hits the free throw. It's a 1-point game. The official switched to 3-5. That's Clark, his 4th
ball game playing against Quan Garris.
Sutherland strips it. They wrestle.
The young man will fight you. I'm telling you what, he will fight you. He is all over Garris.
Garris driving, blocked.
Boy, this game rough. Garris drives the basketball. Grimm makes the block. In for his 25th point of the ball game.
Thames thought about it. What a drive. He ties the game. The freshman from Jennings, Kelly Thames, we're tied at. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I tell you what, we're going to see all these freshmen for years. Sutherland, what a night.
It's a 1-point Illini lead. Look at that effort by Sutherland. The head first. He gets the hug from Thames. Again, the Illini point. Thomas.
Sutherland comes. Sutherland comes. On his feet. Man. lead. Good look by Juan Garris on the read.
On the baseline. Point game.
We talked about but not that. He didn't want
Who's it against?
Boy, Norm Stewart wants an intentional foul.
It's against Richard Keene, and that's his fifth. Richard Keene is just fouled out of the game on this
Tremendous
foul.
play by Jason Sutherland. Watch him attack the basketball. Oh, what a great play. He drives the baseline. Sees teammate Grimm. Watch the foul. Oh, boy, I tell you what. Norm Stewart won an intentional foul there. He wanted 2 shots and the ball out of bounds. That's a referee.
Battle here at the arena. 17 points tonight for
Man from Morton, Illinois. Played high school basketball. Probably always watched Illinois, Missouri play. And now he's in the thick of things.
He didn't expect this when he woke up this morning. Number 5 would be awfully big. He got them both, and the game is tied at 97. 19.2 seconds left in double overtime.
Missouri will continue to put a little bit of pressure on. Jason Sutherland now backs off. Solid defense. Make Illinois beat you over the top with an outside shot.
You see the time left on the clock, and the Illini will call a timeout. Be 7.5 seconds left, double overtime in a classic at the arena. Juan Garris, guarded by Winfield. He wants it one-on-one. He draws the foul. They're going to call the foul as the clock expires.
Well, I tell you what, folks, you don't like that to happen. You play such a great ball game, both teams. It comes down to a referee's call. Look at the defense by Julian Winfield. Juan Garris doing all he wants to do. He jumps into Julian. Julian hands are straight up. I don't see it. I don't think you should call it at the end of double overtime.
The clock is expired. This man's worked and worked and worked. 2 free throws coming the way of Juan Garris. He only has to hit 1 to end this game.
Well, you always just hate to see the ball game if it does end. Juan Garris has again had alligator arms at the end of these things on his free throws, the end of the ball game. I expect him probably to make one. Norm Stewart is on the court.
I'll tell you what, folks. Norm Stewart was all the way standing at half court. He was literally on the court. He could have easily been called for the technical.
Lamont Frazier grabbed him and got him off the court.
Here it is. This could end it. He moved! And we're going to triple overtime.
I tell you what. Oh, Norm is still living. I tell you what. His ball club has pulled Norm off the sand. This is tremendous.
We're tied at 97, triple overtime. The young guns trying to do it for Missouri. We're going to stay right here. Another 5-minute period. Unbelievable. I mean, you can pull out every superlative in the book. And Norm Stewart, this is when he was pulled back off the court. John, he was literally at the mid-court circle when Garris missed that
first free throw. Here's the second miss. Watch the reaction. Here's the second free throw. Missed it. Norm Stewart says, by God, let's go again.
Other than that, he's been sitting right next to Norm.
Well, Norm Stewart has his sport coat back on, back at the end of the bench. Looks comfortable now, once again.
Tied at 97. Look from Sutherland, and what about the 2 free throws by Grimm? How about Sutherland for 3?
Oh, boy. I'm telling you what, is this a ball game that sends you forth to the Big 8 Conference with confidence from our young players?
Jason Sutherland. Shelley Clark. Grimm on him. Blocks it out of bounds. The freshman Derek Grimm coming up big.
Watch the move. Clark waves his teammates off. He wants to go one-on-one. Mr. Grimm said, thank you very much.
Shot clock at 5. And a big shot hit by Hester. Tigers leading 100 to another senior.
Melvin is, I tell you what an outstanding effort from Melvin Booker, as now he brings his teammates together. His senior year, last time he'll play on. He's frustrated. He wants to get, and look who's coming in.
Reggie Smith, the star of the game from last year. Booker trying to keep him pumped up. He hands the baton to Reggie Smith.
Reggie's a senior, been here before, can run the show. Hasn't played since the Arkansas ball game. His ankle is heavily taped. He's wearing a brace on it. Boy, look at the fouls. Who would have thought we'd be in triple overtime with that chart right there?
That's practically the start, leading by a point. Thames
with a hoop,
driving and hit it. The freshman from Jennings, Kelly Thames, at the three-point Tiger lead.
Thames with a 16-point, big smile on his face. He has Deion.
Thames is all over Thomas in the paint. Grimm denies and steals. Derek Grimm.
This is as big an effort as any Norm Stewart's ball club in the history. With 3 freshmen on the floor, this is just tremendous how they're playing.
Kelly Thames, biggest star.
Thomas can't believe it. He thought he was set. Reggie Smith did a little one-on-one. Went down the lane. Deion stood his ground. Referee called blocking foul. Deion is done. Watch Reggie Smith, a little one-on-one, shake and bake. Ankle looks fine right here. He explodes. Is Thomas there? Well, I don't know. He looked like he slid a little bit too much. Maybe he's moving his feet a little.
Throw attempt of the year. This has been a game.
Look at the Tiger bench. I tell you, they've been excited all ball game. They've been on their feet the whole game. Illinois bench has kind of been sitting all ball game. Norm Stewart is excited. His teammates, or his ball club, played a whale of a ball game.
Now an ill-advised foul by Jason Sutherland. Trying to rip the ball away.
Standing job of teaching his players how to play the game, when to make the right decisions.
Big free throw for Hester, his first.
Illinois, they don't have to foul. Just solid defense. Make Missouri beat you.
Controlled by Thames. Boy, Thames has had a terrific overtime segment to this game. Pressure on Reggie Smith.
Hits big baskets of the regulation in the first overtime and second one.
Boy, there's a big free throw. That's a 4-point lead. And now the court,
so they're now all sitting down.
Frazier with 17 points, and the Tigers have a 5-point lead with just over a minute left. A 5-point Missouri lead. Boy, I like that. The sheer heart, sheer grit, and determination by the Tigers. A 4-point lead.
Full court pressure by Illinois.
Sutherland gets it back. Nice pass to Reggie Smith. 4 left to play. He hits the second, and the Tigers lead is back to 5. The Tigers will call a timeout. Javon Crudup, the seniors, loving what they see from the youngsters. Guys like Sutherland and Grimm. Reggie Smith has come in and played well despite the bad ankle off the bench. And how about Kelly Thames, a freshman out of Jennings High School? He is the R now. Kawan Garris for 3, no. Rebound to Reggie Smith. Reggie is fouled by Hester.
This game's over, folks. Listen to the crowd. It's Missouri. And it is noisy.
Free throw line. It's a 5-point Tiger lead, and any more. Well, this has been the best college basketball game during the regular season I have ever seen. That's in limited experience. How about you?
I'd have to agree. And just because of the players involved. Kawan Garris, a freshman. Sutherland, Grimm, Thames, all freshmen. You had the big stars they put out tonight. Deion Thomas had... What a ball game.
Reggie short on the second. And the rebound to the Illini. Less than 10 seconds left. Garris leans in for 3 and hits. 4.8 seconds left. It's a 2-point game, and the Tigers will have to inbound the ball. They have no timeouts left, but they lead its man.
The first man he sees has to get the basketball, and that man has to cover it up. Make sure you move. There it is.
And the foul committed. 3.8 seconds left. Frazier twists his ankle. Now remember, he's had foot and ankle problems. Tigers lead by 2. Lamont out of 7 from the line. If he hits this, we're going home, folks. You have to feel that this is absolutely a phenomenal win for Norm, one of the best in his career. It's not an overstatement to say that.
There's no doubt about it. What they've done, what he's done, he has told his players by playing them in the overtime, the freshmen, I have confidence in you, go win the ball game. And they've done just that. What a tremendous night for the Missouri Tigers.
Juan Garris hits the three-pointer just for good measure, but it's a one-point Missouri triple overtime victory. Hugs all over the place at center court. Norm Stewart over Lou Henson. The Big 8 over the Big 10. The Tigers with a one-point triple overtime victory, and they did it in the overtime periods with guys you would never expect to even sniff the court. Sutherland, Grimm, Kelly Thames was phenomenal, led by Booker and Frazier the entire time, practically through the overtime. What a game.
We worried the first 6 ball games what kind of Missouri team would come in this place. Some thought would get beat by 20 points. Missouri came in. This is the team that can contend for the Big 8 championship. What an effort. From the first guy down to the last guy, Norm Stewart has to be so proud of this ball club. Now they have a little Christmas break. What a night in St. Louis.
I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. As the Tigers upset number 19 Illinois, this has got to be the launching pad and the springboard for a strong season. The Bush Bragging Rights Trophy. Again, it belongs to the Tigers. 3rd in a row for Missouri. For you, John, a former Tiger, let's keep that trophy.
Well, tremendous night as you see Javon Cruda. Who'd have thought Javon fouled out? I mean, the glee on these guys' faces. What an effort. What an effort. I can't get over it because we've seen them 6 times this year, and this wasn't the team that arrived tonight. What a fun night. The crowd here has been tremendous. The Missouri people, as the fight song plays on.
Pleasure. Folks, we wish you a very happy Christmas, a terrific 94, and we'll talk at you in 94 on the Mizzou Sports Network.
As voted by the fans is no surprise. It could be only one. December 22nd, 1993, the triple overtime thriller.
I remember that game very well. Hey, I wanted it to get over. I was exhausted.
That 1993 game still gives me chills, actually, and I don't remember many sporting events. I've covered hundreds that I still feel that way about.
Illinois came into the 1993 game at 6-1, ranked 19th in the nation. The Tigers limped into the game, and with key players injured, it seemed Mizzou had little chance.
Missouri comes into the ballgame really not knowing a lot about itself. They come in against a very good Illinois team. Missouri fell behind, but somehow found a way to make the ballgame close near the end of regulation. Well, the next thing you know, Lamont Frazier comes down and hits a 3. And then Missouri gets a steal and they score again. Remarkably, despite losing several starters along the way, they get the game to overtime.
In the first overtime, Mizzou was neck and neck with Illinois. Things looked worse at the end of the second overtime when Julian Winfield fouled Illinois star Juan Garris, a 90% free throw shooter. The score was tied at 97 with no time on the clock.
They called that foul on myself against Juan Garris. Coach just went ape.
We had Juan Garris, who is a freshman. He had made 35 consecutive free throws. And so he drove in and they fouled him as time was running out. And so he got up the line and I looked out and there's Norm at half court.
Norm Stewart 5 steps out on the court. Now he's at half court.
He was like the Incredible Hulk taking his clothes off because I remember he was ripping his jacket off and he was going out there, and I remember Javon and Lamont Frazier were trying to hold him back.
And he wasn't screaming and hollering at anybody. It was just the circumstance that really got him. You know, it was like these guys have played so hard, so long. Don't let this game be decided by a free throw.
All Juan had to do was make a free throw. So Juan shot the first free throw and missed it, and Norm took off running away from him so he wouldn't be seen as being out on the court, and they gave the ball back to Juan. He missed the second one, too.
And Lou Henson swears to this day, and he'll come in here and tell you that I stood behind him and yelled at him while he was shooting. Well, I want to tell you, I did not yell at him. I was behind him, but I did not yell at him.
Eyes the rim, it's up and no good! We're going to another overtime!
So when I fouled out and I'm looking, we were 2 down. I'm
I'm looking at our bench. I'm looking at 3 freshmen. And then on those guys, you're asking a lot for a freshman to get in there and play like those guys perform.
When we got in, we fired up some shots.
Babes with a move, hangs in the air for 15, big goal!
I don't know if we got lucky or what, but I mean, we hit some big shots, and it was just an unbelievable game.
Sutherland open from the right wing, 3-point!
In that game, everybody was fighting right down to the end. I mean, right to the end, to when that horn went off. It wasn't a sigh of relief. It was exhilaration that we all knew that we had been in something special.
The Bush bragging rights is going back to old Mizzou, baby.
It's still right up there, probably in the top 3 or 4 games I've ever done, as far as the level of excitement sitting there watching and being a part of it.
Illinois would be the season's crucial turning point for a Missouri team that would specialize in coming from behind all year.
See guys forget everything. No selfishness, just concerned about one thing, just trying to do something together, and then it finally comes out, and you win, and you never replace that feeling.
This will be a classic here tonight, we hope. The Illini and the Tigers.
It's maybe one of the best athletic events that I've been involved in as a player and as a coach.
The Illini heavily favored coming in, but...
In 1993, Missouri and Illinois' annual showdown for bragging rights was played for the final time in the old St. Louis Arena.
Well, Norm Stewart seems to be at his best when his team is a true underdog.
Our team probably was not at that point, as was Lou Henson's Illinois team, as good as they were going to get. But that night, they put on quite a show.
The arena was like half and half. Like, it usually splits down to half. Illinois side, Mizzou side.
Norm Stewart is still trying to prepare his team for down the road in conference play. This is a big ball game to him.
Opening tap controlled by the Illini.
Mizzou led for much of the first half in what was a close game between the 2 rivals.
Tap in by the freshman, Kelly Thames, and the Tigers are on the board. Booker driving. He hits, and the Tigers have their first lead, 11-10 at the 12:57 mark.
The look by Melvin Booker as he came down the floor, received the pass. First thing on his mind, trying to score a point. The key is for Melvin, start early tonight, get him going.
Oh, what a pass by Kelly Thames to Javon Crudup. Tigers with a 1-point lead, and they can take the last shot. Kelly Thames to Finner for 3. You gotta be kidding me. Marlo Finner hits a 3-pointer, and the Tigers have a 4-point halftime lead.
It was one of just 3 3-pointers that Marlo Finner made all season. But that was far from the craziest thing that happened in this game. The Illini grabbed control in the second half and led by 9 points with just over a minute to play.
Team by Illinois defensively, they'll try to shut down the lanes.
Atkins for 3. Gets it. It's a 4-point game.
Oh, that 3-point line is fun. It can bring you back quickly.
A 5-point game. The Tigers need that 3-point shot. Atkins. Almost Booker there. The 2-pointer is good. Tigers have no more timeouts. Down by 5. Atkins. Gotcha.
Miraculously, the Tigers had a chance to tie the game.
It was off my penetration that I kicked it to him. I think we were down 3.
Frazier. Yes! Tied at 79.
There was so many moments happening in that game. It's hard to remember them all.
Oh, we're having fun. Fun. Melvin Booker breaks down the zone. Lamont Frazier, big shot. Nothing but string music, folks. We're going to overtime. Tremendous ball game here in St. Louis.
But thanks to foul trouble, Mizzou's weapons were dwindling.
The Tigers head to overtime without the services of Javon Crudup.
When you seeing everybody fouled out, you thinking you may not have a chance of winning this game because most of our top players did foul out.
And Crudup is gone. Fouled out at the 102 mark in the second half. 81-81, less than 4 to play in the overtime. Clark, he draws the foul. If it's against Atkins, it's his 5th, and it is. 3:13 left to play, and a call a block on Winfield. for Julian Winfield is his 4th personal foul. The rebound controlled by Keene and the foul by Finner. Marlo Finner fouls out of this game.
Well, if we go any longer, Missouri is going to probably run out of players, Joe.
So Norm Stewart turned to his unknowns, his freshmen, to stay in the game.
43.2 seconds left to play in the overtime, and we go to another freshman, Derek Grimm, out of Morton, Illinois. He'll check in.
Missouri has to get the ball up the court, get the shots off quickly.
Booker no good, but there's Sutherland. He fouled, he hits the shot. He could make it a 3-point play.
What a big play by the freshman.
It's amazing that the guys that started the game wasn't the guys that determined the outcome of the game, because we had the freshman, Jason, Derek Graham, even Reggie, who was a senior at the time, had to come in because so many guys fouled out.
It's a 2-point game. Oh, tremendous play. To Baines to tie the game with 9 seconds left. What a play by Booker. The defense, and we're going to double overtime. What defense by the Tigers. What a game.
Norm Stewart still instructing the fact that, hey, guys, stick with the game plan. Let's do it together. We've hung on this far. We can take this to a victory.
It's a 1-point Illini lead. Look at that effort by Sutherland. The head first dive. He gets the hug from Payne. What an effort by Jason Sutherland. 97 apiece, 7.5 seconds left. Double overtime. Kawan Garris. Guarded by Winfield. He wants it one-on-one. He draws the foul. They're going to call the foul as the clock expires.
All Kewan Garris had to do was make one free throw. But he couldn't.
This could end it. He goes! And we're going to triple overtime!
And there were people who told me later that they had left the game and they were already back to Jonesboro when the game ended.
You know, the thought in your mind is, the atmosphere was so crazy that you just like, yo, let's pull this out, because, you know, it sucks to be on the losing end of this game right here for anybody, because it was such a great game.
But Melvin Booker was not long for this game.
Booker driving, they're going to call a charge on Melvin Booker. And that for Melvin will be his 5th. Melvin Booker out of this game with 5 personal fouls, and there goes another senior.
The Tigers would try to pull out the win without their leader.
Booker trying to keep them pumped up. Tigers leading by a point. Baines to the hoop, driving. And hit it. The freshman from Jennings, Kelly Baines, is a 3-point Tiger lead. Grimm denies and steals. Derek Grimm.
Had freshmen step up. You know, Kelly, you know, stepping up. Then, you know, Derek Grimm and Jay Sullivan got in, hit some key free throws down the stretch.
This is as big an effort as any Norm Stewart's ball club in the history. With 3 freshmen on the floor, this is just tremendous how they're playing.
Tigers lead is 3. Frazier with 17 points, and the Tigers have a 5-point lead. Kawan Garris for 3, no. Rebound to Reggie Smith. Reggie is fouled by Hester.
This game's over, folks.
You have to feel that this is absolutely a phenomenal win for Norm, one of the best in his career. It's not an overstatement to say that.
There's no doubt about it. What they've done, what he's done, he has told his players by playing them in the overtimes, the freshmen, I have confidence in you, go win the ballgame. And they've done just that. What a tremendous night for the Missouri Tigers.
Kawan Garris hits the 3-pointer just for good measure, but it's a 1-point Missouri triple overtime victory.
That's probably the best game I've been a part of, and I ended up playing against those guys overseas, Kewan, Deion Thomas, and all those guys that were part of that game, and when we did see each other, we always mentioned that game.
Hugs all over the place at center court.
I recall, you know, I went home for Christmas right after that, so it was like one of the best Christmas gifts I ever had.
This is a team that can contend for the Big 8 championship. What an effort from the first guy down to the last guy. Norm Stewart has to be so proud of this ball club. What a night in St. Louis.
Anything in particular you remember seeing? Well, man, I can really help there.
Shooting.
He'll drop and pop a 3. Bingo! Welcome to Mizzou, Paul O'Linney.
Paul O'Linney made 43 three-pointers in just 24 games, but he didn't join the team until second semester.
Over Illinois gave Missouri confidence and momentum, and on December 28th, the final piece was added to what would become a Tiger juggernaut. Guard Paul Oleni walked on with the club out of Pensacola Junior College. Oleni scored 9 points in his first game, a Tiger win over Mercer. He would be a key addition, providing instant offense off the bench. After early January routs of Washington and Southern Illinois, Missouri stood at 9-1 heading into the conference season. They were poised to make Big 8 history after a tumultuous start.
When Mizzou began conference play in January, they had no expectations of going undefeated.
Only 2 other teams have done it in the Big 8. Kansas State in the Big 8's inaugural year, 1959, they went 14-0. 1971, the Kansas Jayhawks did it.
And the Big 8 conference of the 80s and 90s was a totally different league than the one that had produced the 2 previous unbeaten champions.
This league is tougher top to bottom than it was back in those days.
We got a bruiser here in Columbia tonight.
The Big 8 was strong.
You have to like the aggressiveness.
Big 8 was physical.
Boy, this thing is a war.
You going in there, there's no easy layups. I mean, it was just a physical conference.
And Fame says, get it out of here.
Each game, you had to go out there with your A game and play, or you're going to lose.
K-State has a great tradition. Tex Winter, Cotton Fitzsimmons, Jack Hartman. Game over. They win this one.
Nationally ranked Missouri Tiger team that has won 9 consecutive games. Notre Dame is back home at the Joyce Center tonight to play the 25th ranked Tigers, Booker and Crudup. Booker is playing in his 90th straight game, Ted, starting for them. He's leading them in scoring, in assists, and steals, free throw shooting percentage, and in minutes played. They've got a small lineup and a big lineup, and this is the big one that Norm Stewart's got going. The big test for Notre Dame. Nice touch on that basketball. They've been on a roll. I'm anxious. There's the pressure right there by Booker. And a reach in, and yes, looked like and sounded like Brooks Boyer got all ball there, but you know what's going to come because they know that Booker's got a lot more speed, a lot more quickness, good foot action, good hand action. Boy, both of them were on top of that ball right there. All conference. Missouri's player of the year last year, and he completes the three-point play. They have got everything going for them at the offensive end. And Winfield gets the basket. Reggie Smith. Crudup. Nice move. Javon Crudup, averaging just over 14 a game, gets his first point. He just really has a nice release on his shot, Ted. And there's a tough shot that goes by Lamont Frazier. The ball. Sutherland. Nice. Boy, that is a great move. That is a great move by Jason, the freshman. Heller. Good position. Nice touch. Chris Heller. MVP of the Big 8 tournament last spring, which Missouri won. 1-1 here on the 17th foul. Missouri's won the last 3 times these teams have played. Last year winning by 6. So Lamont Frazier knocks down 2. That's 8 straight Missouri points, and shot clock running out. Missouri steals. Nice move. Boy, great move by Frazier in the open floor. That's a good timeout by John McLeod because, boy, they have been on a drought for a long time. Neither team playing very well offensively, but the quickness again and the quick hands turned another 2 points at the other end. 10 straight points by Missouri. They have their first lead. Basketball right into 3 Missouri defenders. All they had to do was have the quick hands. They used them, stripped the ball into Booker, put the ball in the right hands, and boy, they converted at the other end. Guy that had 2 fouls in the first minute or so of the game. But Javon Crudup was a huge, yeah, that's, you come down, you do things right, you don't get a basket. Now there's a shot that Crudup wouldn't hit, I don't think, the last couple of years, Ted. He's expanded his game a little where he can percent at the line. The first one wasn't even close. Well, he duplicated Joe Ross, the tourist that has this year. A long 3, and Atkins nails it. Mark Atkins. He's taken 73 of them this year. They've only shot 170, and Atkins in the ball. So Booker makes the Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. Nuclear physics is much easier for you. And I guess they're going to throw it about 94 feet, aren't they? I hope. and that ends the half. Well, you hate to see somebody get hurt to play that last tenth or 2/10 of a second. So the half 2-point lead at the half. Notre Dame 30, Missouri 28. We'll have our Lincoln
continues to let the game come to him.
Great give and go to Julian Winfield.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good because pass was coming and he put it up there.
Melvin Booker. And he answers with 3 for Missouri. Booker Ross. And Monty is free. Hoover to Monty Williams for 2.
See, they are running that.
Booker, boy, that one went halfway down and spun out. And a great offensive rebound by Julian Winfield. Norm Stewart, he's so excited with what he's seeing, he's going to sub 5 for 5 here.
I'm telling you, I don't blame you right now because he is getting absolutely nothing out of the 5 that were on the floor right there. And Norm will do that. This isn't a conference game, and he can afford to do it. He can afford to get a method of what they need right now because I told you, I'm going back to what I said, and this isn't self-serving. If they didn't come in here
and Heller goes over the top, gets the rebound. And Atkins gets the 2 inside.
Is that good recognition by Heller? Boy, he was going away from the basket and still spotted the man that was going to the basket.
And Reggie Smith strips from Boyer, and that's 4 quick ones for Missouri.
I told you, Reggie Smith is there.
As suspected, Jim, Norm Stewart stays with the 5 reserve. Irish change. Spinning out. And on the drive, it's Smith. Reggie Smith brings Missouri back with it. 6'1", but he is a 7'1" high jumper in high school. Wow. He has a 41-inch vertical leap for a steal and miss. Booker, Melvin Booker.
Yeah, that was pretty good action right there by you.
Missouri Tigers, a very, and a surprisingly subdued crowd. Jason Sutherland hits the shot for Missouri.
So that
wins over ranked teams have not
intensity tonight, and they are.
Sutherland shooting, screwed up with the double on the baseline again, and that's a big basket by O'Linney. And had a chance to visit with Lou Holtz as they were leaving the floor at halftime.
Position he doesn't want to get it in.
Into a trap on Frazier, but he got out of it. And Crudup hits. That was a very pretty play by Lamont Frazier. And of course, the thing for Joe Ross to be concerned about, he's playing Crudup with 10 threes by the Irish, 5 of them from Hoover in this half. And look at Cozen diving. And Carl Cozen, hasn't been much said about it, but they've quietly become a good three-point shooting team this year. That is 2 for Atkins. Well, Hoover went down, but at least he shut the baseline off. Oh, what a shot. Cozen right in his face, and Atkins lined, but Missouri has the ball. And Booker up for 3. Booker hits it, and just like that, down to 5. 6. Good foul shooter. He's at a 1-and-1 with 1:50 to play. Our Alka-Seltzer, 7 straight points for Missouri, 1 minute 50 seconds to play. And Missouri has cut the lead to 3. Very comfortable feeling for Notre Dame a few moments ago. And now it's a 1-possession game.
Pin the basketball on the glass in college. You cannot pin it in the pros. There is a great block with not a bit of body contact by Frazier.
Shoots 2 with 1:03 to play. Missouri was, for a moment there, they were hoping for the intention
between the men and the women, which makes it worse.
Reggie Smith is on for Missouri. Atkins bombs away. Booker. That is 2 for Booker. Melvin Booker has 20 points. Smith. Just don't foul if you're Notre Dame. You'll give him the layup. 26, Missouri will try to make the Irish pay. Reggie Smith lost it. But he still knocks a 3 down with 16 seconds. Missouri can stop the clock if they make one. Reggie Smith, they'll take the 2 here with Crudup. They won't use a timeout. Night by Ryan Hoover. Just remarkable as Booker tries to draw a foul. And that does it. Notre Dame posts a win over a ranked team, and it's been a while since you could say that. Old rivals in the Big 8, John McLeod and Norm Stewart, converse at midcourt, and for Notre Dame from Smile. With Jim Gibbons, I'm Ted Robinson saying so long to the Joy.
When Mizzou meets Nebraska. Last year in Lincoln, the Tigers with a furious rally scrambled for a game-winning shot. But alas, the Irons unkind. The Cornhuskers win 88-87 in overtime. 3 weeks later in Columbia, Nebraska's Jamar Johnson worked overtime defensively.
He's trying to go 2-0 in the Big 8. Sutherland with the ball on the baseline. No good, but Thames with a follow. Thames to Atkins, wide open for three again. Mark Atkins with 4 second-half three-pointers. The Tigers win it here in Colorado, 80-72. Live from a sold-out Hearn Center in Columbia, Missouri. The Tigers take on Big 8 rival Iowa State. All alone. What a layup. And he's fouled and will head to the free throw line. A strong start for the Tigers. Booker spinning. Oh, what a move. Sutherland all alone. First dunk. Jason Sutherland with his first slam. He loves it. That'll do it for this one. The Tigers 3-0 in the Big 8.
Many thought Mizzou's trip to Oklahoma State would end the run in a hurry.
Booker on the wing will pop it from three. Hello, it's good.
Seniors Melvin Booker and Javon Crudup led the Tigers to a 73-68 come-from-behind win.
Amazingly, the Tigers were undaunted on the road. They won at every Big 8 arena, including Gallagher-Iba in Stillwater. Mizzou trailed the Oklahoma State Cowboys by 15 points in the second half before rallying furiously for the big comeback victory over Oklahoma State, 73-68.
Mizzou meets Nebraska. Last year in Lincoln, the Tigers with a furious rally scrambled for a game-winning shot. But alas, the Irons unkind. The Cornhuskers win 88-87 in overtime. 3 weeks later in Columbia, Nebraska's Jamar Johnson worked overtime defensively, getting to the line to break the tie with his first free throw. Though missing his second, the Huskers had yet another narrow escape. Tonight, the high-flying Tigers hope to reverse fortunes. On Big Monday, a superior matchup. Number 24, Missouri, taking on the Cornhuskers of Nebraska. We're live from the Devaney Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. Take a look at the standings. It further illustrates the point. Missouri is unbeaten.
The free throw line, so both teams have to shoot well. And down low is going to be very important for both these teams.
Booker. Melvin Booker, Mississippi, averaging just under 18 per game. Guard spot. Jamar Johnson has come in. They don't lose much experience. Crudup gets an easy one. And what they do lose is that defensive tenacity. West Holt High School. Crudup a lot of credit for that basket. And on the other end, a use like this, when you know you're going to get fouled, you had better make your free throw.
Absolutely. Crudup's only a 64%, 60s. But by making steals, it's going to lead to easier baskets.
Nice move inside by Julian Winfield. The sophomore
Nebraska has an advantage inside, but outside getting those easy shots.
Thames with a very...
Nebraska, the fans have really added to this.
Atkins. But on the other end, Piatkowski to Magic. Rejected by Crudup. A big-time play. Sure, he felt it was clean, and you can understand why, because the arm never touched Booker.
Very, very physical. A lot of fouls, and both teams will go to the free throw line quite a bit.
11:40
line, but Nebraska's only been on the line twice so far in this game.
Booker brings them back.
Magic makes a very good move trying to get inside. Nice head fake, but as he goes, he fails to go.
To take that charge, number 5 in goal for Missouri. And Olenny with his first tray. First 5.
Javon Crudup plays very big against big centers.
Olenny again.
Excellent move inside by Olenny.
Kelly Thames. Not there. Piatkowski lost it to Thames, and he puts it through.
Both these teams are so athletic. The bottom line with a guy like Crudup is that he is able to get and maintain great position.
The fact that he always plays well against the bigger opponents. Tonight, the answer for him is, can he not ready for it?
It would have been an excellent pass.
Atkins on the other end, and the
side giving up easy layups.
A collective 1 for 12, these two teams from beyond the arc, but that'll change. Retrieved by Frazier to Winfield. Good look by Lamont. Booker to Crudup. Oh, that's just beautiful transition basketball by the inside Nebraska.
Talking to Coach Norm Stewart before the game, I was asking him.
Crudup on the glass.
Another Another missed layup by Cruder.
Now, but the follow for Atkins. Missouri doing. O'Lenny, good ball fake. Blows past Glock, and he is big time.
Excellent move.
Good look. Frazier forced it. Winfield followed it. Ravens will be coming up shortly as we near halftime. Heller. Nice move by Chris Heller, who's been bothered with some injury problems since the beginning of the year.
Melvin known for an important second half for Nebraska to defend better inside and do a much better job of defensive rebounding.
We've had 14 conference games in the Big Eight, and 8 of them have been won by road teams. An amazing stat which brings up the parity in this league. We're at halftime. Let's go with Crudup out of the game. He was noticeably shaken by Lamont Frazier's defense in the first half, and Atkins begins with a three-point.
And is strong enough, as we said, to be able to put the ball on the floor and get inside and works amongst the big.
Booker. That's a tray. And Piatkowski's problems from the perimeter beginning to remind. All Missouri's done is increase their lead to 10. O'Lenny, look at that hang time.
Excellent move inside.
You can look up at the top of your screen. Danny Neese staying right with Piatkowski and Chubbuck to chat with him. And Mark Atkins begins Norm Stewart as he steals a few more minutes for Javon. Atkins for three again, and he is loading up from three-point range. That's 18 for him.
A lot of fouling in this game, and of course the obvious is to play smart, and they have just about all of those things.
Oh, what a look. Fenner gets an easy one because of
occasion. Exactly what we're seeing Mark Atkins do this evening.
Count it, and the foul.
It can be a tremendous tool.
Nice move by Booker. He missed an easy one early. Eric Piatkowski has been on the bench.
I can only imagine what he's telling him in that, I was never a
pump it up. Thames, good look to Fenner.
Excellent passing.
Tigers by 14 and a steal. O'Lenny got that one underway, and Frazier takes it to the hole. Paul O'Lenny with the really responsible for Piatkowski's early problems that he's been unable to shake, even with. He has 8, and it's now, and again, watch the late release. That's a little Metal Arc Lemon action. I mean, you get
a run in them right now, but it has to start on the defensive end. They need a stop.
Backdoor cut for Booker, and the pass from O'Lenny.
Backdoor and coming up with those loose balls just like that.
Booker on the other end. It's been a long time.
I like the rebounds and the assists. Those are great numbers because it means that you're being involved with the rest of your team. But 18 points is.
They're moving up with a bullet tonight. And if they win this game, they'll be 5-0 in the Big Eight. And the last time that you've seen 5-0 Big Eight starts from them, it's been a good sign. Defense from Missouri. Generally, man-to-man pressure. That's been the difference.
It really wasn't in the flow.
Booker with the steal off the inbounds pass. Counted and a foul by Johnson as Lamont Frazier takes it.
And you need talking to him over there, trying to keep his head up because he's got to come back. There's stern instructions and get in his face, but there are other times when you do have to be very gentle with some of the ball.
Three-pointer for Melvin Booker.
I like the time management by Missouri that last time down the floor. The shot clock was actually going on. They came into this, what would be considered a hostile environment, not having won here last. Came in with a lot of aggression, and they wanted to set the tone early and did it on the defensive end.
That will do it. A huge win for Missouri on the road. And now another road victory in the Big Eight, becoming more of the rule rather than the exception. For Derek Dickey, this is Tim Brando saying so long. Sports Center is next.
The Big Eight boasts a brand of basketball that has become synonymous with the top 25. The third-ranked Kansas Jayhawks have Coach Roy Williams happy as they have been playing with plenty of emotion. 20th-ranked Missouri is 5-0 in the conference, and Norm Stewart's Tigers have blocked their opponents thus far. The stage is set for one of the country's biggest basketball rivalries. Missouri must be ready as Kansas comes to town to force the issue of who will reign supreme as the Big Eight's two powers put it on the line for key positioning and an emotional edge in the Big Eight race. The Hearn Center here in Columbia, Missouri has been sold out. It is again tonight. Number 3 comes calling against number 20. But take a look at the conference standings. Kansas may be number 3 in the nation, but they're number 2 presently in the Big 8 conference race.
It's going to be one of the most physical games that we've seen so far this year.
Stanley Reynolds, the referee, he will toss it up. Paul Jansen and Jerry Petro are the 2 umpires. And the
for Norm Stewart's team is to play as much as they can.
Frazier suspends, gets it to go down as he kisses it off the glass. We're tied for the first and
boards are just
get to the ball for Frazier. Knocks it down. In 1993 against Kansas.
Big effort.
Neither one of these teams shoot free throws very well. Kansas only 16.
The Kansas Jayhawks. Inside to Crudup. Pollard, the freshman, working against him, and Crudup pulls up with the short jump hook and knocks it down.
That's play. He had 21 minutes of play.
He had 20 points and 5 rebounds.
The second and 2-point lead as Crudup was being worked on and out very early. He did not even get 3 minutes in.
At the 17-20 mark. He went to the bench. He's off the bench, and he will check back in.
They're going to have to keep Scott there for a little longer.
Scott, and now Ostertag is probably going to go out. And then watch the fast break opportunity as the ball's on the floor. Don't get it. Take it MVP and put up some tournament-like numbers.
Averaging 14 points and 7 rebounds during the tournament.
4 points for him. He was just
3 seconds on the clock.
Let him free. They held him up for 32 seconds, and Roy bouncer to Cruz. Squares it up to Pollard. Nice dish, and Kansas right there to get the easy.
Face up, and as you face up, it gives you an opportunity to take the push inside, either take the jump shot or make the dish.
And is he happy about
early fouls had to come off of it? Cruz on the follow score. It's quicker when you shoot from that range. 3 deep in the corner. Count it. O'Lenny. Vaughn, he has it rejected by Crudup. The pad. And they got Thickens on the break, and he will jam it home. And the Hearn Center is rocking right now.
That will also up the field goal percentage for Missouri, getting out on those fast breaks.
Frazier on the break. Step, got away with it, scored the hoop.
Fast break,
ball at his best. No, I didn't think he...
Not there. Ball coming over here. Sutherland fighting for it, and what did I tell you? On the press table into the media section. Norm Stewart said, if a ball comes in your direction, duck, because he'll go anywhere.
Look at this replay. Sutherland actually touches the ball last. This is why he's going after it, and he goes flying over the press table. And you're right, when he's... That's
a house roll.
Averaged 30 points a game and 17 rebounds a game in high school.
Knocks down the second one, so let's take a timeout. Missouri 27, KU 19. We'll be right back. 2:45 left at the half-line. Frazier runs the lane, knocks down, kiss off the glass. But it's back to 8. Gets the second, 6 points now for O'Lenny. Picking up that stride again to get a flow going. Missouri just kind of harpoons that with the pace has not really quickened except that one little spurt about midway of the first half.
Excellent defense being played, better executing teams in the country. They have a game plan, and the kids get it done.
Marlo Fitter, the junior from 2 seconds, drives the lane. Finner can't get it to go, and Kansas will get the rebound. We are at halftime. Missouri 34, and KU 29. And John Saunders, you think you saw some hitting last night in Atlanta? We got a bruiser here in Columbia tonight.
In that first half, they have a chance to get back in this game. Look at Javon Crudup down in the low post. This is where he operates. This is his office down low. If he can do that, he's got a chance to keep Missouri on top. Now watch this great defense being played by Calvin Rayford and also Jacques Vaughn when he's in the game, not letting Booker be able to get the shot off when he wants to. He has to give it up. And when he's giving it up, he's not getting the ball back.
Well, the inbounds pass, nice move. Winfield scores it. 3 fouls, he couldn't.
Absolutely, but he did pull up under control. Missouri, they need to get the ball inside. Nice pass by
Kansas when they were very cold at the time. Pushes it off, Thames with the jumper, nails it. You gotta like Kelly Thames, and this youngster's only a freshman. Booker pulls up, still can't get it to go. Puts up the second one, and he'll get this one. That's his first two-pointer from the...
Has excellent skills and able to get after the ball.
Booker. Within 30 seconds, he's got a couple from the field. 44-42 Missouri.
That's an example of Missouri beating De Carlissimo.
Thames, I see.
Tell you how prolific a scorer and rebounder this guy is. He broke the school's all-time leading scoring and rebounding record. Booker, who's averaging almost 18 points a game, is not being effective offensively.
Frazier knocks down the jumper on the baseline. All this is happening without Javon Crudup in the game. Pearson pulls up, has it blocked out of bounds by Heller.
Him coming to the left side of your screen, number 41. He's actually coming in and knocking the ball.
4-point game, Missouri. Lob pass, Heller.
Camp down low.
Oh. Three-pointer on the way. Good.
Melvin Booker has not been scoring very well in the game so far for the Tigers, but he gets his teammate Chris Heller off the mark just by giving him an excellent high lob.
Air ball. Thames comes down with the follow, avoids an offensive foul, and takes it up for the easy two.
Well, Richard Scott with 3 fouls. We're going to see him hit the deck, and as he goes down, look, he put his left hand down to try to brace himself. This game.
That's right. Bonus situation at 9:07. Missouri first as Crudup gets the front end of the one and gets them both. He's got 8. Richie works against Frazier. Crudup. He shot that from just on.
NBA.
They lose it. Booker at the other end will drive it home. 10-point Missouri lead. Thames brings it to the middle, gets his own follow, and he will knock it down. That's the spot that Norm Stewart said. A lot of scouts that just, and I agree with him.
You won't get any from me.
Crudup, the bounce pass, and he'll score it.
That second head fake.
Tigers, and this crowd is up and making noise. We have under 4 to play. Hanging jumper, score it, and he'll go to the line for a possible 3-point play. And now Missouri has 5 players in double figures.
Melvin Booker is starting to assert himself. He realizes the freshman has to be getting tired by now, Jacques Vaughn. So he takes the ball to the left, one dribble, and goes up over Vaughn. And he is excited about that play. Finally getting
to play.
So he scored 8 points in this second half, 2 points in the first half with both free throws.
So let's take a timeout. We'll catch our breath. The Tigers are roaring in Columbia.
Play one defender on 2 offensive players.
John Brown. Last week he moved ahead of Larry Drew in the scoring race.
And had to lead the game.
That's right. He had to lead the game early because he got to it. It's a good thing this is not a close ball game.
This season, but next 3 years.
We talked about off the top of the telecast, and when we did he learned a lot here tonight for himself.
Yes, he did. He's guarded some great players. We'll talk about this when we come back.
so. But from tonight, I think you're going to hear a lot more in Missouri basketball history as things. You could tell that the motor's running. He's not unmotivated.
It's a very gifted young athlete.
And 4-2. And a 2-game margin, but it's obliterated in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Not many people thought that they would win 14 of the...
Von Crudup finally being productive on both ends of the court the way Norm Stewart would want.
5 players in double figures has been the story. Down to 2, Rayford with the shot off the mark. Crudup will rebound it, and the Missouri Tigers have knocked off the number 3 ranked Jayhawks of Kansas. So our final score, 79-67. Missouri perfect in Big Eight Conference play. And let's go to Sports Center. Gentlemen.
Rivalry. It was not war, not in the slightest. But for Tiger fans who viewed the 2 annual basketball showdowns with the Jayhawks as battles, Norm Stewart was their 4-star general, competing neck and neck with the Blue Blood program from Kansas over the course of 3 decades.
We played them 64 times as a coach. We won 30 and we lost 34.
It's going to be one of the most physical games that we've seen so far this year.
It's going to be some physical hits. It's going to be some hard fouls.
And Gurley took a shot to the chops.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
You almost have to feel as though the way they're both playing right now and what they want to do defensively, we may see a mirror image of each other in this ball game tonight.
At stake the first time the two met in 1994. Missouri's perfect Big 8 record, first place in the conference standings, and pride.
Frazier suspends, gets it to go down as he kisses it off the glass, and we're tied for the first of probably what will be many times tonight. Inside to Crudup. Pollard, the freshman, working against him, and Crudup pulls up with the short jump hook and knocks it down. Bouncer to Crudup, squares it up to Pollard. Nice dish. Is right there to get the easy 2.
Watch Crudup on this last basket. He has also tagged boxed out as if he were the defensive rebounder, but he gets the offensive stick back.
Friends, a couple KU guys that I know, and we understand as players, it's competing. You know, you're competing to win, and you know, that's what competition is.
Vaughn, and he has it rejected by Crudup. Outlet pass, and they got Thames on the break, and he will jam it home. The Hearn Center is rocking right now. Sutherland fighting for it, and what did I tell you? On the press table into the media center.
Excellent hustle by the freshman. He's giving everything he's got while he's on the court.
Missouri 34 and KU 29, but down by 5. Roy Williams might even say they're a little bit fortunate. Ostertag, they double on him. Off the glass, we have a 1-point ball game. Number 3 against number 20. Going to be stolen by Scott.
Excellent defense by Richard Scott.
Woodbury looked as though he was going to hold it up and blew by. Got the 2, and he'll go to the line for a 3-point play. And it is a KU lead of 2. Pushes it off, aims with the jumper, nails it.
Can you get hit in the mouth and get back up, so to speak? You know, that's what it boils down to. Who's going to be the toughest?
An example of Missouri beating Kansas to the loose ball. Dive on the floor, get possession, and attack the basket.
Booker. 44-42 Missouri. All this is happening without Javon Crudup in the game. Pearson pulls up, has it blocked out of bounds by Heller. 4-point game, Missouri. Lob pass, Heller. Air ball, Thames comes down with the follow, avoids an offensive foul, and takes it up for the easy 2.
Missouri was on a game-defining run, and Hearns was ready to explode.
10-point Missouri lead. So this crowd is up and making noise. We have under 40 points. Banging jumper, score it, and he'll go to the line for a possible 3-point play.
And Melvin Booker is starting to assert himself. He realizes the freshman has to be getting tired by now, Jacques Vaughn. So he takes the ball to the left, 1 dribble, and goes up over Vaughn.
And after their second game of the year, after they were just obliterated in Fayetteville, Arkansas, not many people thought that they would win 14 of the next 15 games.
Many times when things are hopeless or seem hopeless, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
And the Missouri Tigers have knocked off the number 3 ranked Jayhawks of Kansas, all alone on top of the league with a mark of 6-0.
After the Tigers vanquished the Jayhawks, they sat alone atop the Big 8 with 6 wins in 6 conference games. Nobody was thinking 14-0 just yet, but a Big 8 championship was certainly a possibility. To achieve that, they'd have to win several games just like the next one on their schedule.
Norm Stewart saying, boy, Oklahoma's always given us fits. In fact, OU has won 3 straight over Missouri and 4 of the last 5.
Well, they're playing against a team that's right now trying to make a run and put this Big 8 championship in their own oven, so to speak.
Launches free for a 3. The biggest lead for Oklahoma. It's a 4-point Sooner advantage.
The Tigers started a bit slow in Norman, Oklahoma, but they exploited their great, unexpected strength, that non-traditional lineup.
A 3-point shot from Mark Atkins.
The 3 guard with me, Melvin, and Mark was in the game. I think that was kind of hard, to guard all of us because all of us could shoot.
Atkins, another 3-pointer.
When Mark would get in that film, we'd call it like a JUCO style because, both of them went to JUCO.
Atkins, his 3rd straight tray. Wow.
We just call it like the JUCO style.
Now Lenny. That's a 3. Wow, the Tigers are lighting it up from outside the arc. Booker open for 3. With Missouri leading by 10, their bench has outscored Oklahoma's bench 20-3.
We had a group of guys that I call multi-talented. Everybody had skill sets, but they had skill sets in different positions.
If you're going to try to win championships, you got to have quality depth, and he certainly has it this year.
Crudup is taking over the middle now for Missouri. Norm Stewart has seen his double-figure lead evaporate. Draws contact, makes the basket, counted!
I knew it got tight a couple times, but we were never worried. We never felt pressed, and that's to the character of the 8 seniors.
Probably had an 11-point lead, but with 3-point shooting, the Sooners have come back, and Anches has just hit another, and the Sooners have come all the way back to take a 3-point lead.
If ever there was an old-fashioned Big 8 battle, this was it.
Watch Javon, boom, right? You see that step-in move?
Rhythm had 13 in the first half, now 15 for the game. Here comes Anches with Lewis, 2-on-1 fast break. Anches just takes it right to the hole. They're going mad in Norman. Crudup again. Javon Crudup having a big day. Here comes Missouri. Olenny. Blocking foul. Count the basket. And it's Anches who picks up his second. Whoop. Winfield stepping in the way of that one. And Julian Winfield pesky for the Tigers defensively. Atkins for 3. From the top of the key. Conley, count it, and he is fouled.
I like Conley right now for Oklahoma. He's got a smaller guy on him.
And Hearts are skipping around the Big 8. Now Olenny. And the newcomer hits the 3. All Olenny. Shot clock at 2 when Minor hit that one. Oh, what a pass down to Atkins. Atkins with 21 as the Tigers trying to maintain control, leading by 2. Conley and Webster wisely lets it go. We're tied again.
Well, every possession now critical for both ball clubs. You can't break down defensively. You got to get good shots.
Oh, a 3-pointer by Atkins, and he's fouled. It could be a 4-point play by Atkins. Missouri has outscored Oklahoma 8-2 over the last minute of this game. And Missouri hitting their free throws when they most need them. And that will do it. So the Missouri Tigers go to 16-2 on the year, and more importantly for Norm Stewart, 7-0 in the Big 8 Conference. Missouri at the halfway mark are leading the Big 8.
Basketball. Tonight, the Colorado Buffaloes go on the road to meet the first-place Missouri Tigers.
Other numbers, 15 of their last 16 in the plus column, 11 straight Big 8 victories. They've won 22 straight against tonight's opponent, Colorado.
Spearheading that attack, Mark Atkins and Paul O'Linney. Mark Atkins lit up Oklahoma on Saturday with 7 3-pointers and 24 points. His running buddy is Paul O'Linney, the best walk-on in all of college basketball. He hit the Sooners for 20 himself. Those two guys, when they come in.
6'9" senior out of Kansas City. And the tip, save, and with 15 on the shot clock, Frazier restarts. Booker against Golgart, got the bucket. Booker, shot clock at 10, and Booker got it again. Melvin Booker shooting 49%.
I think the absence of Mark Dean will eventually take its toll here.
Winfield missed both free throws. Thames with the follow that wouldn't catch. Alley-oop. Oh, mama! Winfield.
Great pass from Melvin up and look down the floor right there. Just a nice, easy pass right in front of the rim where all you got to do is catch it and send it home. Winfield. Great.
Colorado scoring 75, giving up 68 a game. And this one good. And Missouri starting off hot.
And they can go through contact and get the roll. That's really an extra bonus offensively to make tough shots. Like that one right there's another one.
Outstanding move to the basket.
Thames is a strong freshman. Got a good set of shoulders on him right there, but he draws the contact and then has the strength.
Paul O'Linney has just checked into the ball game for Missouri. And also coming in for Mizzou will be Mark Atkins.
Watch Lamont Frazier. Ball's going to be swung to him out top. Now watch him take it up through contact right here. Now see right there, enough strength, although the contact got him.
Booker. Finner, and it'll count. Marlo Finner comes in the game and scores immediately.
Numbers here, almost 4-on-1, and Marlo Finner at 6'6" and 240. Very difficult to stop when he catches it in front of the rim. Good look by Booker. Watch Booker draw the defense to him right there. Froze the defender and freed up Marlo Finner for the easy 2 points in front.
So Finner to the free throw line where he nails it. Marlo averaging 3.8 points. Booker. Three-pointer, good for Atkins. He's got his first bucket, and they wave the three.
Getting the NCAA tournament and be a very dangerous team. I really think right now they're playing as good as anybody in college basketball, certainly deserving of a top 10 ranking.
Number 15 right now. Booker backs that up as he drains the three. 39 to Mizzou. Booker. O'Linney. Oh, my goodness. What athleticism by Paul O'Linney. The lead. And Sutherland in the game. He gave the feed underneath, and Crudup gets the bucket. In traffic, here come the Tigers. Frazier. Tack 2 more on as far as the paint. Really makes their chore tough because he's come on and played so well recently, Jimmy.
Well, we had him against Nebraska a few weeks ago. As you look at Paul O'Linney, again, instant offense off the bench.
3-3. The Buffs are 0-6 in road games this year. They're 10-3 at home. Thames got the bucket. The lead again. Dykes with you here in Columbia tonight. Inside, Crudup. I don't know if that was the alley-oop or the lob for Crudup or the alley-oop. 44% really struggling here tonight. Left hand, and the shot is good, and a nice move that time.
The same thing happened to him down in Stillwater. The game was really even except for about a 7 or 8 minute period where Missouri, as you see O'Linney hit one from the corner.
Atkins, Booker, Frazier, all seniors, and 3 of those 4 have been here for 4 bound. Finner. Thames with the slam and a minute to go. 7 for Kelly Thames. Doesn't fake. Allen puts that ball in whatever row he likes. He did. And brings this one as well.
Three dribbles, spin a little bit. Now he's set, and he'll do that every time he shoots it. Got a little routine.
With that, Booker's now in double figures for the 24th consecutive game. Williams for 3 at the buzzer, and it won't go. It's a 14-point lead for the first place patrolled here tonight. Missouri led by 15, had it cut to 8, and leads by 14 at the half, 46-32. You see Thames and the mark he's made as a freshman. And not easy to...
Good one-on-one player, can make his own points, and so can that guy right there, Paul O'Linney.
Oh, and you expect a foul or 2 here there.
But again, Jimmy, I think you got to realize the situation. Dean, a senior from the Bahamas, averaging 16 points, 9 boards a game, 10th in league in scoring and second in rebounding. Out with
challenge, the deal he's got going on now to raise money for the American Cancer Society on three-point shots. There's another trigger, something that raised $100 million towards the cure of cancer with 600 basketball victories. That says a lot about a head coach.
And another for the Buffaloes. Joe Harrington's club, short-handed, but hanging in against the Tigers. 57-48, Missouri on top. That leaves only Hefty on the bench right now for available substitution for four. Do you put Dean in just to stand around?
No, they'll go with 4 guys. Mark Dean on Sunday.
Their leading rebounder, Mark Dean, injured knee, not playing. Another one in trouble is Boyce with 3. With 7:28 to go.
And I tell you, that's the one guy that can carry them over a 7-minute period all by himself.
Oh, Booker with a 3-pointer to make it
You're going to see him spotting up and shooting it a little bit more.
Oh, speaking of spotting up, what a pass inside from Booker. Man. 8.
Penny, watch right here. This is against a 2-3 zone. You let a guy just catch it right there in front of the rim. That's an easy 2 points. Miscommunication by the call.
He should have put it up. Edmonds was wide open, but not ready for it. He's got the bucket and the foul.
Stewart.
Williams the foul, his first. Thames at the line for the 3-point play. He's got 15, and he was thinking here, Jimmy.
A little scramble for the loose ball, but now watch right at the end. He just kind of pulls him down on top. Nice job of stepping in.
Thames. Comes to Thames. O'Linney behind the back. Frazier. Oh, mama! Thames with a slam. 18 for Thames.
Not on the receiving end of the initial pass, but watch Kelly Thames come into play right here. Ball's on the rim, comes off, boom, right there. Kelly Thames sends it home. Watch his hustle play right here just to get it down. That's really a big momentum basket for the Tigers right now.
His 4th double-double of the year, 3rd straight here against Colorado.
Ranks number 1 in the country as far as non-conference records. They're 83-18 coming in.
Yeah, and I think people earlier said, well, it was quite as good. College basketball is just more between good and average or good and great seasons. And this year, Missouri showed the club they've got.
With experienced guards, too. Lamont Frazier, Melvin Booker. Experienced guard.
Frazier. This is Booker. Booker gets this one.
Locked for the future. Those young guys out there playing right now against the top 10 team.
Out here. Pinner. And that'll do it. Missouri wins its 7th in a row. Norm Stewart's Tigers stay unbeaten in the Big 8 at 8-0 with an 82-70 win over Colorado tonight here in Columbia. The Buffs go to 2-6 in the league, 10-10 overall. Missouri 17-2. 70 the final score as Missouri survives a bit of a scare from Colorado.
The wins came fast and furious for a while as the Tigers marched through the month of February.
They've won 16 straight against Oklahoma State here at the Hearn Center in Columbia.
Possession of the basketball is going to be important to both teams.
Taken away. Melvin Booker fouled out the basket, and the Tigers are on the board quickly, and their defense did it.
Well, that's the strength that this club has been this year, really strong. Shot clock down to 7.
Thompson couldn't get it with the Reeves, and here come the Tigers out on the break. Frazier to the bucket, didn't get it. Tip Cribs got it inside, got it.
And you can see the intensity of play. It all started down on the other end by Frazier.
And Reeves having trouble handling, picks up the double team. That leaves Collins alone and is taken away from him. Here come the Tigers up 5 and hunting.
Tigers are just swarming the Cowboys.
Lamont Frazier on the rim and there.
Everything's going the Tigers' way.
And the crowd here in Columbia on their feet and roaring for the Tigers.
It feels like the fans are out there playing with us. Just how loud it got is it's just crazy.
O'Linney for 3.
This crowd throw missed that time by Booker, but Missouri gets it back. And Julian Winfield takes it up and gets his first bucket, and the Tigers have opened a 15-point lead. They're just swarming the Cowboys, just taking the game right away. And another steal, and Winfield is the layup. The Tiger defense just mauling Oklahoma State. Booker gives it up. Mark Atkins from way outside. A 12-point lead for Missouri at halftime. They are up 40 to 28. Thompson always got Burley wide open, and he got blocked inside by Kelly Thames. Saves 6 points, and there's Booker. Oh, what a swing. Oh, what a swing. Booker with a tray, and the Cowboys are fighting back. Oklahoma State down 7. Inside he goes, and the shot is good. Burley for 3. Yes, and it's a 2-point ball game. Theory always being that eventually you're going to get a man open, and they are doing a great job of getting it down inside. What a comeback for Oklahoma State. They are tied after being down 15. 1-point lead Mizzou with 51 seconds to play. And a 2-point lead. 34 seconds to play. Oklahoma State down 1. Could tie it. And does. 13,000 Missouri fans pulling hard for the Tigers. About 13 million Big 8 fans pulling for Oklahoma State to beat Missouri and get the race going in the Big 8. Giving him a pick. He lost it in the lane, but picked up by Kelly Thames. And with 2 seconds to play. Kelly Thames got a loose ball and scores with 2 seconds to play. You can run the baseline to see where the pass comes. They want to throw long, and they do. Caught by Thompson midcourt, fires, and didn't get it. It's over. Missouri hung on to win it, 72-70. And what a win for Missouri and the Tigers 9-0.
Basketball. Tonight, the Missouri Tigers go on the road to take their act to Ames to meet Iowa State and the Cyclones.
Right now, a big win against Oklahoma State on Saturday. They got a very tough Iowa State Cyclone team here tonight. Iowa State without a true inside post player, Javon Cruz.
55% from the floor. Be called more than mayor most places. Tip comes off to the Cyclones. 5'11", 170. This is Mikalik. Hoiberg, and he goes for the deuce and gets it right off the mat. To Winfield. One end to the other, and Missouri has tied it at 2 with 19:10 to go in the half. Any big guy in any guard in the country. Thames wheels to the hole, and it's 4-2 up to Missouri. Balancing act there, and Booker gets it to even it up. And it's 6-6, Iowa State and Missouri. They want it out in Boulder. They're very difficult at home. Thames, they left him open, and he takes advantage of it. And Missouri goes on top.
A defensive club this year. Last year they contained. This year they pressured.
No pressure on that.
Winfield to Atkins for the bucket, and a nice dish by Winfield. That stops a 9-point. A senior from Fort Dodge, Iowa, normally a starter without Meyer. Bivens.
Carlson's in the lineup now to set some screens around that high post area and free up jump shooters around the free throw stripe. The best screener on the team, Mark Carlson.
Timeout, Missouri. Norm Stewart. Kelly Thames. Thames only had 4 points Saturday, but he had the 2 biggest.
Yeah, Missouri just not at that magic level at the start of this basketball game, and that shows up with careless turnovers like they've had the first 10 minutes of this ball game.
Winfield to Mikalik. Unorthodox, but kind of vintage Julius.
Yeah,
O'Linney. Thames posted up and got the bucket and a foul on Derek Hayes. Big time play by
but watch Thames right when he catches. See, at 6'7", he just goes right up over the top of a smaller Derek Hayes on the floor and create like he just showed.
Thames, who's got 9, hits the free throw to complete the 3-point. Back out to Booker. Melvin Booker, averaging 18 a game, 8th in the league. 5 minutes to go in the half. Atkins for 3, and Missouri no longer crawling back, running back now. 26-22, and Missouri's got 8 in
the Big 8 from beyond the arc.
Mikalik hits the jumper. That stops the 8 with a call necessarily, but
Well, regardless, it's a big call because
starts a year ago, averaged 4.5 points. So again, Norm Stewart goes and says, our point lead. Smith, guarded by Hoiberg, drops into Crudup, a beauty of a pass. He and Crudup worked it well over the Missouri. We'll take a brief break. 2:09 to go in the half. 29-25. Iowa State hanging on. Take like that. Missouri a chance to cut it to 2, and Thames with a left hand does so. Oh, what a pretty move by Kelly Thames. He's got 11. One more than he had in the first meeting against.
he's right underneath the basket. Now he goes up, and the ball is on its way down. That's a good call.
If you're Iowa State, don't you want Hoiberg handling the ball before anything goes up right now? Sure you do. He's been out of control here the last 2 possessions and got the bucket on that one, though. 31-27, 31-30. The 3 by Missouri. And point shooter. Here's a steal by Olini. Will give him the lead with the slam, and that is what he can give this club. He averages 7 a game, but he's instant offense.
To wear you down by going 10 or 11 deep on their bench. Again, another example. Just wearing down the Cyclones right now.
Thames with a slam, and man. Thames has got 13, and Iowa State's 12-point lead vanished.
Kelly Thames is a big-time player. Look at him sneak from behind right there, and then send it down easily. You cannot give Missouri easy.
Better put it up, and he does. No. Passed it off, and that'll be the end of the half as Bivens kicks it out to Hoiberg. Well, Iowa State, if you told them they were going to be down 1 at the half to the 12th ranked 18-2 Missouri Tigers, Johnny, talk about it. It's 34-33 Missouri. Iowa State regaining the lead. 6th lead change in this game. And it comes right back the other way on a jumper by Lamont Frazier, averages 7.9. Down. Mikali.
Boy, always under control as you know Mikali. You saw him take it into the paint and avoid the charge. And Iowa State is beat.
Almost a steal that time. Olini goes inside and Crudup with the bucket. And no surprise, when Missouri calls timeout, you know they're coming back to their bread and butter. Javon Olini for 3. Mikalik didn't check off Thames, and he comes back with a beautiful left hand.
Now is keeping Missouri in this ball game against the Cyclones. Fred Hoiberg for his team. Defensively for the Cyclones.
Second foul on Hoiberg. Averaging 13 and 7 boards a game. Hits this, make it almost shot that over the backboard. He's a little tight with a freshman. Olini comes back as the rest of the fans are kind of mumbling. And it's Thames. Bivens got faked out of his shoes and can pick up the strap as well. Thames to the hole to make it 51.
A golfer that's left-handed, so that's one dimension that makes him tougher. Right now, the mistake by Mikali, you cannot.
49, Iowa State. Tigers could tie with the Dukes. Thames does so. He is having a super night. Or even then, Iowa State went on an 18-4 run to lead by 12. Thames continues to hit to tie it at talent. And Thames has been steady throughout the year. A career high 22 now, behind at 79. Thames hits this one. And Missouri. Olini gives the Crudup against Mikali. Got the bucket. Javon Crudup now with a dozen.
Tigers, Mr. Thames, you watch Mikali go up and Thames comes over, blocks the shot, then secures the rebound and the jump ball for Missouri.
On Thames, if anything, it could have gone the other way there. Booker for 3, and there's your senior. And Missouri comes back to tied at 60. 3:10 remaining. 79. 9th best in the conference. And Booker gives Missouri the lead. And Booker hits this one. Missouri at Hilton Coliseum. We'll be back with more fine basketball. Stay with us here from the Big 8. Hayes. Jackson with the
just out hustle Missouri to the back. You complete it if you're Norm.
Thames at the line, and he hits it.
But in tough situations, Kelly Thames has proved to me tonight that he's on the edge of becoming a great one for Norm Stewart and just a freshman. But what a rebound by Frazier.
Frazier the tip to make it 65, 62, 1.
By Iowa State, if they can get an easy look off of it, they'll shoot it.
Hoiberg.
Mark it down. Out of bounds plays. Iowa State has the best.
And yet, Kimbrough with a basketball. 6 seconds, Kimbrough.
Watch for penetration and then a shot.
For the win. Jackson out of bounds. And the clock sounded. We'll have overtime. Oh my goodness. 65. Look at the end of the game. You see the clock there with the miss. The tip was good.
Mistake made by Iowa State. You got to box guys off. You can't allow someone to step in between you and get a hand on the basketball. Again, off the out-of-bounds play, you don't cover it well. Fred Hoiberg spots up and drains it. Both teams.
Yeah. In a game that, you know, both certainly Missouri desperately wanting. They got a chance to lock up the league this week. They are 9-0 in a 14-game conference schedule. Crudup inside, and he doesn't miss this one. Missouri starts the overtime, taking a 67-65. Booker to Crudup, and he is fouled. The basket will count, and there you have the 2 seed.
Now he's going to take it off of the dribble. See Crudup get position right there on Mikulik again. You're trying to front him. They're going to throw over the top and shoot layups. You're much better off defending Javon.
Apologies for the incorrect accounting. We got the score right, and it's tied at 69 with 2:20 to go. Crudup, and now back to Melvin Booker. They backed off, and Booker, you can't do that to him. Nice move by Booker, though. He averages 18. Kimbrough his 4th foul.
You see Hayes just got a little relaxed with the basketball, and if they don't win the basketball game, they'll look back on plays like that.
O'Linney and Missouri will be the reason as Stewart looks at his club up by 3 and make it 4. O'Linney dropping them both through. He's in double figures. Iowa State needs a bucket and then a stop. Kimbrough for 3 and gets it. Man, 1-point game. Booker and Crudup with a bucket. So Hoiberg hits the 3. The 3 won't go this time for Kimbrough, and Crudup clears jump.
Special scoring play off the timeout.
Hoiberg, no. Hayes. Crudup clears, and a foul is called. I think you're down 3. You probably take your chances with this as about anything, so not a bad foul. And that certainly was not picture. Look at that. 20 points and 12 rebounds tonight, make it 21. And now a 5-point lead for Missouri, and they're 37.7 screen, then coming off a 1, got it, open for the 3. Hoiberg out hustles for the rebound, lost it though.
I can say when we won the Big 8 championship, if we do this year, it was right here in Ames, because this was the critical excellent basketball game, Bill.
Frazier makes it 79-72, hitting them both. The last 6 in this one for Missouri, and Crudup had 8 in overtime. Kimbrough's miss, O'Linney's got it, and Missouri goes to 19-2, 10-0 in the Big 8, 9 straight wins, and survives an upset attempt by Iowa State in overtime to win it here, 79-72, Mizzou over Iowa State. What an effort by the Tigers. Our player of the game, 20 points officially, 13 rebounds, 4 of 7 overtime. So long, everybody.